Hey everybody, just a quick video. Still working on those deathwing things I need for the army list. Kind of getting it down to the wire, but I feel I should be able to get it done the next day or so. But what I do have absolutely finished are the bases for the two Cyclone missile launcher guys. Now, I showed you these as a work in progress. And as you can see, they are different from my normal bases. They will stand out a bit more, but what the heck, no big deal. As these are fine bases, as you can see, on it. They're just quick and they add some sense of narrative, I guess, to the model. But these are definitely, I would say, a better type of base, personally, because they give you more of a rubble type of feel. Now, these are my reuse bases. They pretty much start off looking something like this. Just like this, because I pop my Terminators off of this base. On my preheresy deathwing Terminators, I pop them off these bases for other bases that they're currently on. So, no need to throw this out. You can very easily glue another Terminator onto this base, covering up, by putting them on here and pretty much doing no work, just regluing something else on, using the base as is if you want. Or you can do what I did, if you want to change your basing theme on the base. And this was using spacular's paste, or something of a putty like that. Also wood putty for filling in gaps, or like holes in wood. I forget the exact term of what it is, but that could also work. You slide that on, add any type of base material you want. I added some small slates, some bits of sprue, in the case over here, some plastic card tubing, or straw if you wanted to do that as well, and then some flock. Let it fully dry, added a drop or two of super glue to the plastic card tube, or the straw if you can use a straw, just for added support, and then you paint it up. This is my standard rubble scheme for bright rubble, like that type of stonework. Darker stonework, I would not use the astronomicon gray, but basically it's black. Now here, this one step is not always necessary, but you can do adaptive spattle gray. But at minimum, you're going to need Codex gray as a base coat. Now I suggest a heavy dry brush. You could get away with doing it just a full-on gray, painted like normal paint. But what you're going to have to do at the very end is, or before you do your dry brush, is a nice wash of Badab black. But if you don't want to wash Badab black over it, you can do a very thorough dry brushing of Codex gray. Then it's Fortress gray on top of that, dry brushed, and then Astronomicon gray. Now here, at any step you could add Badab black wash to make it pop a bit if you got too much color certain places, and at the very end it'll keep it the color gradient you want, but it'll just tone it down a little bit if that's what you're looking for. For the metal pieces, it's just bolt gun metal followed by a heavy wash of Devil Mud to give it kind of an old rusted effect there. And that's it. Overall, the longest part of this base was waiting for the spackling paste to dry, which takes like around an hour and a half or so. And then the glue to dry once you do some glue with the super glue to reinforce certain things on the spackling paste. So that's probably the longest part. And then the second longest part would be just waiting for the paint to dry fully. And when you're dry brushing, make sure you have, I personally like using dry brush, obviously, like a brush that's not wet at all. So if you have a wet brush, I would recommend waiting until it's fully dry, until proceeding on, or having more than one brush to use for dry brushing. That way you can do it quicker. But really the longest part is just waiting for the spackling paste to dry, and then any washes you use to dry, because they take some time as well. So that's pretty much it. You can do a variety of themes with doing this. This is just urban rubble, but you can do desert, forest. If you want to sculpt the spackling paste a little bit more, you could do trench or wood, even or even laying things down on it. Any type of thing you want. So that's it. And until next time, take it easy.